Hello everyone, great to have you here with me. My name is Roberta McCaffrey Robertson of Love Race Music. We promote a better world through music. Our music speaks about pressing global issues, and we also create a platform to address these issues, to raise awareness and encourage individuals, organizations and governments to take action for a more equitable and a harmonious world. As part of our Better World campaign, the theme for the month of March is Think of Me. And I have with me here Dr. George Domfe, who is here to share his thoughts on some of our actions and the implications on people and our environment. Welcome, Dr. Domfe. So, Doc, I'm sure our audience would like to know a little bit about you. Kindly introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you very much for having me. As you really mentioned, my name is Dr. George Domfe. I am a senior research fellow at the University of Ghana. I work with the Center for Social Policy Studies. My background is economics, so I do call myself development economics. At this center, I contribute to research on poverty and inequality. You know, Center for Social Policy Studies is a center here that does a lot of research into welfare and well-being of vulnerable age groups. So when we talk about vulnerable age groups, we are looking at children, we are looking at the youth, we are looking at the aged, we are looking at people living with disability. And apart from these group of people, we also talk about the poor. And when in Ghana we say the poor, those are people who hardly are able to earn enough to live comfortably. And so we do a lot of studies on what we call social protections. We advise government as to who at where is poor and needs what.
That's a good one. So, Doc, what are your thoughts on some of our actions and the implications on people and our planet?
One principle by the founder of Methodist Church, John Wesley, he had a principle that it is not bad to work to create wealth and comfort for ourselves. And so he urged all of us to work as much as we can to earn enough, get more money, get all the money that you want, get yourself so much comfortable. So he wasn't against people working hard to earn, to become rich or whatever. So earn enough, work hard, earn enough, and become more comfortable. But he had a caution. Mm-hmm. In trying to be comfortable, make sure you do not discomfort others. Mm. Our action always turns out to become, a problem or a challenge to so many people, and even eventually to ourselves. Because if you have children, for example, you have to pay their school fees, you have to give them all they need because they never begged you to bring them to the world. And so there are so many things that as a parent you need to do to help your children. And instead of doing that, because I want to have all the comfort, I begin to use the little money that I have to chase women, to drink around and enjoy, and I don't help my children. These children will become wayward. They will become armed robbers. They are going to become thieves. And society is going to suffer for that particular action of man. Mm. And so any action of ours, whether positive, negative, goes a long way to affect people. And so if an action from me is positive, it will impact positively, and the end result of it is that the country is going to develop.
What do you think are some of the heavy impacts of our activities on people and on our planet?
Globally, everybody wants to get more, at the expense of the others. And so as we sit here, the multinational companies, they've been exploiting Africa to the advantage of the developed world. The global financial architecture doesn't favor Africa. So more or less, they see Africa as a place or as a source of raw material, not a place that has to be developed. And so sometimes I wonder whether it is a deliberate move to get Africa impoverished So we sell our raw materials. They take it away to develop the other parts of the world. And when we are in our economic desperation, when we are so desperate to find food to eat and we are not getting it, we run over to them. And when we go, they keep us as cleaners. I travel around a lot, and sometimes when you go to see Ghanaians abroad, the kind of jobs that they do, sometimes you wouldn't even want to go abroad. I am not saying everybody, every Ghanaian over there is engaging himself or herself in some of them have studied there and they occupy very responsible positions equally like the whites, but they are very few. Most of them, the kind of jobs that they do, if they come here and you ask them to do it, I don't think they will ever be ready to do it. But that's how the world has created the situation to be. We are always thinking about our comfort as individuals, as corporate bodies, as governments, as international organizations. We think so much about our comfort, and when we think so much about your comfort, you become comfortable, but in becoming comfortable, you create a lot of discomfort for people, and it is happening all over. Now look at what is happening at the global level. NATO, Russia, and somebody will say that, what has that got to do with me? It has gotten a lot to do with you. When Russia invaded Ukraine, before they invaded, a barrel of crude oil was going for $72. In the middle of the invasion, in the year 2022, a barrel of crude oil was being sold on the global market at $121. And that affected Ghana hugely. Number one, it affected our city. Because our BDCs, we call them bulk oil distributing companies. BDCs, they buy the oil, to come to Ghana to sell. And they sell the oil to OMCs, oil marketing companies such as Shell, Total, and then we go there to buy. And so if instead of 72 before Putin's war, it was 72, it has gone to 121. Do you think they will come and sell it cheaply for you? They have to. That's why before we could say that, because at the beginning of the year, 2022, a liter of super, the petrol. It was going around 20 pesos or 30 pesos. But in the middle of the year, it went all the way to 18 cedis. And diesel went to 23 cedis. You see, why? Because Putin was fighting. And today, so many people have died. Yesterday, I was reading a document, and I was the Ukrainian president was saying that he's lost over 31,000 men on the battlefield, not those who were killed when they were home. Those on the battlefield, the soldiers, 31,000. And then he was claiming that Russia has lost over 150,000. Look at that. If you go to sports stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, 45,000 people, the whole stadium will be full. And so we are talking about over what? Over 160,000. So what are we looking for? Why can't we live peacefully? Israel, they were celebrating their Passover. And before they could say Jack, some people armed themselves, Hamas people entered, killed about 1,200 and took about 200 women, children with them. Today they also engage in reprisal, whatever. They entered Gaza. The last time I checked, they have also killed 31,000. And sometimes when you look at all these things, that fairness is not there. Everybody wants to be comfortable. Everybody is craving to become what? Very comfortable at the discomfort of others. Yeah. And that is what is creating all the problem for the world. If America will stay where they have to be and Russia should stay where they have to be, I think this world will be very peaceful and we will all enjoy it. I think God didn't create the world to be like this. The devil, has put in us that urgency, that desire, to always crave to be better at the expense of others. And most of us think we are worshiping God. That's not godly. If you are worshiping God,
you always want to have enough, but not at the discomfort of anybody. And so if NATO, US, EU, and BRICS, and all those will sit down to do what is right, I don't think we'll be where we are. For the world to be at peace with itself, and for everybody to be very happy, everybody must know their limits. We all should know our limits, so that I have all the right to do whatever I have to do to get whatever that I want to get. But in doing so, I shouldn't prevent others from getting what they want. When I talk about others, I'm not talking about only those living today, but the unborn. So in as much as we want to use the forest, in as much as we want to do the galamsey, we want to get all the gold from the soil, we should not disturb the land. We should leave the land the same way we came to meet it, so that generation unborn will come and also what? Make use of what God gave us. God didn't give this land to us alone. Today, we are using it. Tomorrow, many years ago, some people were using it. They are all dead and gone. And just as we are here using it today, we will also die and go. Others would have to come and use it. And so, we have to use whatever resources at our disposal in such a way that we will not compromise the ability of the future generation to also use it to make themselves comfortable.
Wow, that was a good one. So briefly, in your thoughts, what do you think it's a way to act in a way that would reduce or mitigate our actions on others that impacts them negatively? How can we act in a way that would reduce how we impact others and the environment?
I think as individuals, if we are not controlled, it will be very difficult. So the legal system. When Obama came to Ghana, he said we don't need strong leaders. We need what? Strong institutions. And I think I agree with him. So we need strong institutions because it has always been with us. It's not, it's not that corruption and all those things that we talk about started yesterday. Many years ago, they have been with us. And if you go back to UK, US, and all the other places, they are also very corrupt, just like us. Except that over there, the institutions are very strong. So strong that, you don't find it so comfortable to steal. In our case, people are so comfortable to steal. Over there, even if you steal, how to spend it, you have a problem. Because the moment the system identifies that you are spending so much, you are in this car, you are here, you don't do anything. Like these boys moving around, they don't do anything. They have houses, they are driving good cars. You see, the law will deal with it. But here we are, nobody cares about where somebody got their money. And so people even use juju money, they kill people. Their action is that they murder people, they kill people to get money. As if that money can help you stay for the rest of your for the rest of the life of the world. How long can you live? 100 years, you would have become so old that you even want to die. And you want to kill somebody, you want to take somebody's life in order to become richer. That is very evil. And so, but you see, when the system is the legal system is so robust, and the judges are very fair, the lawyers are very fair. My sister, you don't need anybody to force you to do the right thing, because what it means is that if the law, if you are found at the wrong side of the law, you are dealt with according to, how things should be. But in our situation, it's the poor who is always jailed. Have you seen a rich man's son being jailed before? Because the case may not even come out at all. The big men will meet and kill the case somewhere, And when that happens, it will encourage, people to do wrong all the time, because when they do it, they know somebody will step in to, speak for them. And so people do things thinking that it doesn't matter what happens. Their parents are big. Their parents have all the name, and that it doesn't matter what happened. Nobody, the law cannot deal with them. This problem is to have very strong institutions, and to have very strong institutions means that the people who are working out there, should be people who are trustworthy, should be people who do not discriminate, no discrimination when it comes to dispensation of justice.
Thank you so much, Dr. Domfe. We appreciate your thoughts. This is Love Race Music, promoting a better world through music. And remember that your actions affect others. Think before you act. I am Roberta McAfee Robertson. Thank you.